Hey, welcome back to On a Roll. I am Zach.
I'm Lizzie.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Noah.
And this week we did our TV and movie podcast last week, so this one's just the random one where we talk about the life, the world, and the universe. What's been going on?
In the universe?
Yes.
Does it matter which one?
All of them. All of the parallel universes. Personally, I'm a fan of the one where I never met you.
Oh, wow.
There's a lot of those. There's an infinite amount of those,
Yeah.
actually.
Wow.
It's very unlikely situations.
Mm.
What about galaxies? Can we talk about them? I hear the Andromeda one's pretty cool.
I
No,
love
you
space.
nerd.
Okay. I mean, it's true.
Hello, Lizzie.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. I don't know anything about space.
Sure you do.
No.
Everyone knows something about space.
Name one thing you know about space.
There are
What-
stars.
No, what's your favorite thing about space?
Stars.
Why?
Because they're
There's
like
one really
dead by
close
the
to us.
time you see them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Did you ever take astronomy?
No.
Okay. It doesn't show at all.
I was about to say, is that a class that... Did you take
Yeah.
astronomy?
Yeah.
You
It's
do?
a class
I didn't take
here.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
We
Is that-
had astronomy, I didn't take it.
No. Did
yeah,
we have
it's
astronomy?
pretty common science thing. Like a
Thing?
class to take, like biology
Yeah,
and like
we didn't
physics
have
and stuff like that.
astronomy.
I took biology.
They have it
Yeah.
at Oakland, but which you could have
It's better
taken
than-
instead of chem. But
It's not
I think I
that
did it
bad.
instead of physics because
Wait, did you?
I didn't have to.
We
take
didn't have
physics.
that.
I didn't take physics.
In our white male privileged school, we didn't have that.
Yeah,
It
which
was
is
very sad.
surprising
Stop it.
because we had like everything.
Yeah, we did.
point
That's
is
good.
space is pretty cool. That's one of the best things to learn about science.
No, it's
Well,
true. I'm really
that
jealous
was a good
actually that you had that.
Space is cool. And
Would you want to go to in outer space? Like if you had the chance, would you?
Give me
Yes.
like 40
Yeah.
years
I don't want to ever. I'm fine on the ground.
I want to go to space.
on the ground in general, so you don't even want to fly.
No, I hate flying.
I don't know. I'm doing all those like test things. I don't know if I'd make it through.
Like where they put you in the big ball and spin you around, the centrifuge thing or whatever.
And
that
they'd
is.
just be like, "Wow, you are like
Centric-
not healthy
centric.
enough to go into space."
Well, I'm sure. I mean, by the time, okay, like 20 years from now, they've got to have like
Be more
just
lenient.
regular. No, but just like a commercial like trip to.
They're
space or
start.
something
They're
like that,
they're
right? Like, they already have
planning that.
SpaceX,
They have
stuff
it
like
like
Mm,
patented. I thought.
40
and
years?
They're working on it.
Mm.
They have something
Yeah,
for like either going to Mars or something like
something
that.
like that.
Yeah.
There's like a one where you can go in space though, and it is like a commercial thing. You don't go very
Yeah.
far.
Isn't
You go
that
to like
SpaceX?
the
Isn't that
atmosphere,
what that
but
is?
maybe I don't know the name.
I want to go in one of those.
Is it just one of those zero gravity rooms?
That's.
and
I
they
was
just tell
gonna
you
say, I
to
want
go
to
to
go in one of
space?
those planes.
I bet that would work on you.
What
Yeah.
are those planes called? Where you go up.
Oh,
And they,
yeah.
like,
The,
drop
the
you
parabolic
and-
arc thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a
Like
music
slow.
video I think that's like they shot within one of those
Okay,
things.
Go.
It's yeah, it's like all in one
I
shot.
showed it, yeah,
Those
I
are
love
so
I
cool.
love their videos.
I totally want to go. I also want to skydive though.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah, we're going skydiving.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I do.
We got this.
People, I don't know
You
why
come
people are
too?
scared. Yeah, I don't
Okay,
know why
no,
people are
I'm
so
not
scared of it.
going.
This summer, you can watch from the
At
ground.
least the
I
first
don't
like
like
time you
the
do it,
feeling.
you have like like it has to be tandem.
Yeah.
You have to have someone go with you. So it's like
Yeah.
even if it is that thing where it's like my chute's not gonna work, the other guy's is probably gonna work.
The
And if
thing
not, then
is-
you're both dead.
Well,
so.
don't you? Yeah, you both use one parachute. don't you?
Yeah,
That's
you
how
don't
that
need to
works.
wear
You're like
one.
attached
You're
to
like-
each other. You're not like next to each
They
other.
like
You're
hold
like
you,
spooning
basically.
them. So like
Yeah.
you
Don't
can't
they
have
give you a
one.
parachute still though?
No, they
No,
like
you're
hold
attached
you.
to the person
You're
with the
attached to
parachute.
them.
There's not like an emergency one on you, just
No.
in case.
No, there's just
Okay,
one.
I know they attach to you too, but I'm
But
saying
like,
like
it is so unlikely
think
for it
so.
to not work. So
I don't even care. Like I'm not scared of
No,
anything
he's gonna
happening.
die.
I just don't
Die.
like the feeling of falling. Like going up in planes freaks me out.
It's the exact opposite of falling.
Well, I need I need sort of like I need sort
No,
of like
that's a wrap.
feeling like that.
the
Whatever
opposite
you
of
call
falling,
it.
going up.
Okay, but it kind of feels like falling though. I feel like that's the
A plane?
sensation. Like when you go up and it like jerks you for the first minute. Like I imagine that's probably a similar
Literally
sensation
the
to
exact
falling.
opposite.
Well, yeah, but I'm sure
They,
like
like,
the way
put
you
you on a
feel
ladder
when it
and tip it
happens
over
is
and
similar.
I get what you're saying. Like your this whole like
The
stomach lurch
yeah,
thing.
stomach lurch,
But
and I
it's
hate that.
That's just
That's
your
what people
body
like
just being
about roller
like,
coasters,
It's just
and
the
I hate it.
displacement of you just being like,
That's your body being like, this isn't
It's
supposed to
something-
happen.
yeah,
You're not
it's like
made to do
something-
this.
Whatever's happening to you, it's
All
not
your
normal.
organs are like, whoa.
You just have to throw yourself out of like high
Just go jump off a
elevation areas
building.
often, and then you won't feel like that anymore.
No, I'm good. I'm just.
That's
I'm
what I
gonna
do. I
chill
turned
on the
out fine.
ground.
But yeah, this summer, let's go skydiving.
Okay.
Here's our summer 2017 goals.
That
When we don't
unless
come
you
back
do
next
Jane
year,
the
it'll be great.
Virgin. and
No.
all of the
Let's
Simpsons.
stop talking.
All of the Simpsons.
And Sherlock. That's important.
Also
You're
Sherlock.
gonna watch it.
I need to finish Harry Potter.
Dun, dun, dun,
True.
dun.
Me and Matt were talking about that. Because you have to
How
watch
have
the
you not
movies.
caught up? When did the last one come out? The movie.
Harry Potter? Oh, I looked
Yeah.
this up. It was 2010.
Oh, that's older.
Yeah, that's a while ago.
No.
Oh.
It
Yeah,
might have been
it's-
2012.
I've
But
only
And the
seen-
book was like 2017.
No, it's
right?
like
The last
2010,
book?
I think.
yeah, the book that came out in 2017. Is that what you said?
I think so.
Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
No, the Deathly Hollows. Do people consider the new one
Do you
an
realize
actual
what you're
book?
saying?
Yeah, you're
You
wrong.
said-
You know that,
You
right?
said 2017.
Yeah.
20,
Cursed Child is the
2007.
one that came out.
2007
In
is
Okay.
the last.
Okay, look it
actual
up. I'm
one.
pretty
There you
sure
go.
it is 2010.
What?
The
Well,
last
okay.
Harry Potter movie premiere.
I've seen
2012
the
seems
first
too recent.
3 Harry Potter movies. I think, maybe 4. No.
What's your
only 3.
favorite book so far?
I loved Prisoner of Azkaban, the book,
Look
but the
up
movie was
release.
awful.
It's 20.
Part 1. That's part 1.
I
Took
hear
out all
it's
the good
part
I
stuff.
hear
21.
people really hate the movies I watch though.
Yeah,
out
because
years
I,
ago.
I
So it was
was like
between
reading
the
a
two.
book and then watching the movie and then reading a book and watching a movie, but like it would just make me so angry. So
Yeah.
I just stopped doing that.
I hear it's better just to go one way
Yeah,
or the
because
other.
now I'm on book 6, but I've only seen up to the 3rd movie.
I don't know. Actually, I'd argue that they did a pretty good
They did a
job
really
adapting
good
those
job.
books. There's a they're
they're
really
They're
dense.
like good, but
Yeah.
You still have to leave
it's just
stuff
really
out,
hard to
though.
like read the book then watch the movie directly after. It kind of
Okay, yeah,
ruins
yeah.
things. Yeah.
I'll see that.
What are some good like adaptations like that? Like book to movie?
Mm.
Like they
The
usually
Lovely
screw
Bones
them
was
up.
pretty good.
Do comic book movies count? There's a bunch of
Do you
those.
have thoughts about The
It's
Lovely
just
Bones?
not good.
I haven't
The book
seen
or the
it.
movie?
You know, it was a great
The movie,
adaptation.
the movie.
You should
Paper
read the
Towns.
book. It's a,
I heard the
Hey.
book's really good.
It's trash.
Okay,
I have
Lord of
the
the
book.
Rings. Speaking of Peter
Oh.
Jackson,
that's a good one. Good idea.
that's like amazing.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it.
No, I
Okay,
haven't.
you're a horrible
I haven't
person.
seen
for
it
not doing
either.
that. You okay?
Wait,
I
they
am-
haven't seen Lord of the Rings?
Yeah,
No,
right?
I saw the first
The
one
fact
and I
that
didn't
you
see the
haven't
other
seen
two.
it doesn't surprise me. The fact that you haven't is
Aragon
insane to
was
me.
It surprises me
Horrible.
too. I'm
I've
not proud of
seen
it.
All Lord of the
Aragon.
Rings,
No,
all the
Aragon's
Hobbits,
trash.
more
That
than
is a
once.
horrible
Yeah, they're like
adaptation.
really
that
good.
surprising?
Do you like The Hobbit too?
Mhm.
Okay, good.
Except the whole like
Benedict
60
Cumberbatch.
frames per second
He is
stuff
smart.
is weird.
He's the bad man in, in
Mhm.
those movies.
He's a dragon. If you watch the behind the scenes
And
for
the Necromancer.
the Hobbit movies, it's great because Benedict Cumberbatch did the motion capture for Smaug too. So it's just Benedict Cumberbatch writhing around on the ground, and he's like, "I'm acting." It's great.
I hate you.
I don't know how they incorporate like that. Like
Yeah.
a dragon and a human don't like that doesn't make sense. Like
and I feel like you can't tell him.
like Gollum, that makes sense. King Kong, that makes sense. Even Godzilla to an extent, I can kind of get it when they did it.
And Caesar.
Yeah, or something like that. Like they have humanoid
Mhm.
features. Like this is your face and stuff. I don't know. Something about a dragon just seems.
Well, they took for face capture
the
wise.
face makes sense.
Yeah,
to
they
me.
they put some of his emotion like into how Smaug emotes.
They
but
did the
yeah,
same
every-
thing though in like Beowulf, like that movie, like from way back. You remember that the
Mhm.
animated version of that? Has Angelina Jolie in
Yeah.
it? Yeah, like same thing. The dragon and that was also motion captured when they did that. And it was like, I just don't get it. Like, how does that? I don't know. I haven't seen the behind the scenes for that one specifically, but I was
Percy
upset they just didn't do like they didn't have any practicality whatsoever with that.
No.
You know.
Maybe I read
Percy Jackson.
They're making a musical
Didn't
right
those
now.
fail
They
too?
like
They
just
didn't-
announced.
Okay, the
cast.
first one was good.
No,
Was it
those
actually
those
good?
movies suck.
The first
They're
one was
just,
good.
they're just bad.
I mean, they're really little kids' books, so they're gonna
Yeah,
be a
but
little
they're bad.
kidsy.
Like again, I hear the
I thought
books
they
are
were
fine,
fine.
but the movies are bad.
I like the first one.
I thought yeah, the first one was cute. I didn't see the ones after that, but like it's a cute.
I'm
kids
just a big
movie.
fan of Greek mythology and like literally anything that just decides to just be like, yeah, that's okay. Like, you know, Hades and like he's a bad guy. He's just evil and stuff. This is very particular to me, but it's just like they just get stuff wrong and it's one of those things that's just like they're kids, they don't care, they won't understand. Just throw Medusa in there and this is what her whole deal is and stuff like I
No one
really
has
hate
some
those movies.
feelings.
That's very particular about that. I hated those movies.
I like how this was supposed to be a personal podcast and we talk about movies.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's part of our DNA. That's how we work
True.
anyway. It's gonna be that way anyway. Well, let's
Do you
see.
read many books?
Yeah, lately Harry Potter. But
What took you so long?
I don't
You
No.
live in the UP. They only get one book every like.
They
6
get one,
months.
but okay,
Yeah. It's an allotment.
yeah.
Sorry.
No.
Like the book, like van tries to drive up there, but it just freezes. Guy gets ambushed by the bears. It's like the Gray, essentially.
He just has to fight the guy with broken
Yeah,
bottles.
He ties the like little novelty bottles to his knuckles. Have you
That's
seen
why
the
only
Gray?
one book every 4 shipments gets up there. It's a solid Liam Neeson reference.
That's a really good movie, The Gray. Like really good. Like that's one of those movies that I went in and saw it. Or like I saw it without knowing a single thing about it. It was
I loved it.
yeah.
I need to do that more. Like, just stop watching trailers and just go see movies. Like, don't read about critics and stuff.
I know a good adaptation.
You'll love TIFF then,
Have
because
you?
that's all you should do at TIFF.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Pretty much that's what we learned.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm so excited.
Have you watched Flipped?
Oh my god.
That's like my favorite movie, and I don't know why.
That's your
I think I've
favorite.
heard
What
of it.
even is that?
It's a book adaptation.
It's a book adaptation, and it's like the
think I
story
read
of
the
these people, and they tell it from the guy's side, and then they tell it from the girl's side and stuff, and they go back and forth throughout the
I
movie.
like a lot of stuff like that. Like
It's a
13
young
Reasons
it's a young
Why.
adult novel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you seem very.
Well, that 13
Young
Reasons Why is
adult
different because it's like
person.
a voiceover, like the whole
Yeah.
time.
But I mean, it's still the same like
kinda, yeah.
age.
You want to know Lizzie's 3
Audience.
movie recommendations that we went to see?
No, they were not.
Paper
I didn't know
Towns?
they would be bad.
Flipped and The Fault in Our Stars.
No, Flip. We did not go into
Fault
the
in Our
movie
Stars,
Yeah,
theater.
but you made me
was
watch it.
that bad.
It was
I'm
good.
still bald.
No, I
my
think it's
eyes
pretty
out.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
The Fall in My Stars was not my idea.
Fault in Our
You bought
Stars.
tickets
Yeah.
for
But those John
Melissa.
Green, like all
That
his
was
books
your
are really
thing,
good.
not mine.
Like I heard
Looking
the
for Alaska.
yeah,
absolutely.
that was the
That's what
first
made
one
me,
I
like-
read. I heard that. Aren't they doing that next?
John
Are
Green.
they trying to do that? John Green.
No, he sold the movie rights like a long time ago, like when he was really young and like didn't really know better. And then there got word that they were gonna make a movie, but now I don't think it is going to be turned into one. But I hope they don't, because they're gonna ruin it no matter what they
You
do.
think so?
If they make it a movie, I probably won't watch it because I just cherish
I
that
think
book
you're right.
so much. and
Because
I
out
don't
of
want them
all
to
the
ruin it.
storylines out of those books that he's done, I think that one's probably one of the harder ones to
It's
do.
yeah.
Wait, what one?
Looking for
Looking for
Alaska.
I
Alaska.
never read it yet.
It's really
It's
good.
so good. I
Just
have
don't
to
even
read it.
say it. Just you should read that.
Yeah, I
Do
know.
it
I
right
want.
now.
It's on my
That's the
list.
one
Get
that-
out. Take your
Where-
mic off. Go read that book and watch Lord of the Rings because there's something wrong with you.
Lord of the
Wow.
Rings doesn't really seem like a me thing, though, does it?
It's so
It's an
good.
everyone thing.
Yeah. If I can like Lord of the Rings, you can like Lord of the Rings.
You like a lot of things that I don't like.
True.
Because she's actually cool.
Oh,
Screw you.
You
Noah.
just
said
stick
I'm
your
cool,
tongue out at me.
everyone.
Yeah.
that's
I
exactly
just
why.
want to point out that Noah said I'm cool.
Life goals achieved.
Oh.
He doesn't actually hate me.
Nick does. Too bad he's not here. You can call him fat again.
What's flipped again? Did we actually get to an explanation of what this is?
Just a boy and a girl.
I don't. Yeah.
It's a
there's
love
a love
story.
story, and it's like set. It's set in like the 50s, and it's really cute. And the music's so good. That's probably the reason I like it.
Yeah. Is it a musical?
No.
They like don't they live across from each other?
Yeah,
something?
they
What's your
live
favorite
like
musical,
next by
Rachel?
each other. Like on the same cul-de-sac.
What's a good
No.
musical?
Book of Mormon.
Once Upon a Mattress.
Movie musical. I always do this
Oh,
wrong.
Movie musical.
Movie musical.
Didn't we already have this discussion?
We did.
Yeah.
did
Because
we?
I was like,
Yeah.
I want to say like La La Land, but I haven't seen it yet. But now I've seen La La Land. and
It's
it
pretty
was-
good.
It was good.
I
But
still haven't seen La La Land.
You're
I
a
wouldn't-
miserable person.
movie musical? I don't know. Singing in the Rain.
It's a classic.
I
We
guess.
watched Singing on the Rain on the way to TIFF,
Mm-hmm.
and
And Deadpool.
yeah, that was
They're very
great.
similar in
Wow.
tone.
I took a video and I went, I love my program right now because this is happening. It was a great movie to end TIFF.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of just like Headshot was like a perfect way to start TIFF, where it's just insane.
A guy killed another guy with a typewriter in that movie. It's
He
pretty
did.
cool.
The crowd was kind of terrifying in that every time someone was brutally and horribly
Yeah,
murdered,
they cheered for it.
yeah, including
Literally-
us. We did
literally
too.
every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Oh,
But the movie like did that on purpose though. Like they build up the fight, and then there's like the final, just some ridiculous
where
thing that he
someone
does,
beats
and it's
someone
just
to death
clearly
with a
over the top, and everyone's like,
typewriter. If someone stabs someone with chopsticks, which is like, I'm pretty sure you can't do that, but whatever.
I have a
"Oh
weird
yes, you can."
segue.
Trust me.
So,
You know.
Deadpool is what we watched last year for Valentine's Day. So, are you doing anything with Shaylee for Valentine's Day? Like, do you have anything planned?
Wow, you sprung that on me.
Shaylee's his girlfriend.
I don't think we're watching. I don't know if we're watching a movie. You guys have seen Lego Batman, aren't you?
Yeah.
Will Arnett in all of his low, throaty glory.
I'll be working 9 to 5 and then doing nothing.
Romantic.
Mm-hmm.
Should buy
Going
yourself
to
chocolates.
dinner, probably. It's just going to
Yeah.
be terrible timing because I get free after 6. So
Yeah. We're not
The
doing anything on
reservation.
actual Valentine's
Yeah,
Day,
but
I
that-
don't think.
I've made reservations multiple times in which I've showed up to the place and been like, you weren't here soon.
Well, don't be late.
Okay.
Yeah, don't show up 15 minutes late,
Well,
Noah.
okay. I'm usually okay.
No.
No, you're not.
I'm on time
When Shaylee's there.
to things that I'm not going to say aren't important, but certain things that I know if I'm not there on time, things will go very horribly. Like if I show up to your apartment, I say I'll be there at 1:30, ended up there at 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's
This
wrong
happens.
of me not to be there on time, but the fact that I'm not there on time, you just sit there and be like,
Yes.
mhm.
I'm like, where's
Also-
my Noah? He's not here
Where
yet.
is he?
Also, like 9 a.m. tomorrow if you can.
That's not important.
Ah.
I'm talking about
That condo thing that we're having, that we're all
Yeah,
moving in.
that
Sorry,
thing.
well, not Rachel,
important.
but she'll be there a lot, so
She'll
it's
be
okay.
there.
True. I will be there.
Yeah.
Hey.
Did we forget to mention that Rachel's taking your spot?
You bet. She's gonna be
No, I'm moving
sharing
in
a
the
room
basement.
with you. Okay,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
about to be like,
That means I get the master bedroom.
Yeah.
You take it.
So you're in the basement now with me.
Yes.
Hmm.
I call the laundry room. You can have the rest. That's fine.
yeah, I don't think
Or just stick me under the stairs, like where I belong.
that's gonna fly.
Like Harry Potter.
I know. I was gonna say that, but then I didn't want to segue back into Harry Potter.
The boy who lives. That's
you,
actually
you
not
would definitely
untrue.
be the boy who died.
No, I
without
would be.
question.
I would be. No, I'd be like Neville. I'd just be kind of there and like once in a
Don't spoil
while.
anything.
Spoiler.
I help out. He's fine.
Okay.
He exists.
He just chills.
Yeah,
Okay.
he just hangs out.
It's almost like he's a superfluous character that does nothing interesting.
Except
At
he's
all.
not, or is he? That's a thing. That's after. It's not really a spoiler. He
Stressing
could be
me out.
important, but he's not.
Yeah, that's not in the books. I don't
No, it's
think.
not.
She just talked about it, but
Yeah.
still kind of a spoiler. So we won't go there.
Okay. Thanks.
I'm
Lily.
so sick of talking about Harry Potter. Did you
We were
guys see
talking about
Fantastic Beasts?
No.
No.
I haven't
Oh, I'm
seen
supposed to
anything.
pre-order
Or
that,
Star
though, and my
Wars.
sister
I never
won't do
got
it.
to see Star Wars.
It's so good. Should
Oh.
have gone with Matt when he went by
For some
himself.
reason, I thought you
You
meant
didn't
like
invite
Force
me.
Awakens.
Plus, weren't we doing something?
We were getting ready for the ball.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did
I was
everyone
like, really?
else see that besides you?
What?
Star Wars, you saw.
I saw
you
Star Wars.
Which
You
Rogue
saw
One?
it twice.
I
Yeah, I
loved
saw
it.
it twice.
You saw it twice.
Without me.
One of my friends
It
wanted
was
to go.
my favorite Star Wars movie.
That's
Wow,
your favorite
really?
Star Wars
Can I say
movie?
that?
Like over
is that-
Empire?
That's like insane.
Oh my god.
No,
Okay,
I
can you
loved
explain
it.
to me why? Like, what made it like stand out for you?
I don't know. I loved the characters, and just I don't know. I was fascinated by the story. The third act of the movie is just
It's pretty cool.
brilliant, like awesome. And then just like how close they like end it to the next, like is just like
I will say that ending sequence is pretty awesome.
it was so
There's
awesome.
Yeah, it feels just so like
It was just like
out of nowhere.
was
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's also like it's what everybody wants to see out of Darth Vader too. 'Cause he just comes in and he just wrecks everybody.
Yeah, and I felt like
it's like
that
a
was,
horror
I felt
movie.
like that
It's
was
awesome.
fair enough. Like he got enough screen time. I heard people complain like he's not
Yeah.
in it enough.
And
If he were in there anymore, I'd be like,
Yeah, that's not the point.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Like what that scene at the end was just fan service
Absolutely.
in a 1 minute sequence. But
But it was
I
fine.
thought it was okay.
I
That's the
loved
thing.
it.
I thought it was awesome, and I think Gareth Edwards has a pacing issue with certain his movies. I just don't know if he knows how to just. I don't know. He just seems to have a problem with establishing things and like. What's the word? Like balancing his film out. Like Godzilla was his other big movie that I'm sure people have probably seen. Probably haven't seen his first one, Monsters. But like the opening to that thing, it really hits hard. Then it's just like it's just a flat line until
Yeah.
like Bryan Cranston scenes every once in a while, and then the scene between him
And
and
a
the,
literal flatline.
until the time where they actually decide maybe we should show Godzilla is just like a big period of not a lot happening really, and just like the other monster and stuff like that. And then the end of that movie is incredible. Have you seen Godzilla? Have you seen Godzilla?
Yes,
Okay.
you have.
I didn't go. You went with Jake. I didn't go.
It's a similar sort of deal where it's a lot of like
I couldn't
building up to
go.
things, and then the
I remember
ending of
you
that
guys
movie
seeing it,
is
but I
so
wasn't there.
worth all the
No, it
build
is,
up. It's
yeah.
so awesome, and I felt similar to Rogue One. like the first act of that movie is just a mess editing wise, and like just storytelling wise. For some reason, I feel like just there was
Yeah, I will
Inherent-
say, yeah, some of the beginning, like the one guy, Forrest Whitaker's character, like in the trailer, they played him off to
Yeah.
be like this big thing, and then
he does nothing.
He did nothing.
He's just like,
Yeah, that was all.
hey,
Yeah,
hey there,
that was
I
like
know
the
your
only
father.
thing that, yeah, it was. That didn't impress me.
Goodbye now.
But I just loved it. It was just like a standalone like story.
Yeah, but like that, I would say the ending, if anything, any problems with the pacing, anything like that, the ending really, I think, is
Makes up
great.
for
Like, yeah, like the Darth Vader thing, what happens to all the characters. I'm not so much. I'm glad that's their outcome. I'm just glad that's the way they decided to go about it. They didn't pull
Yeah.
punches, is what I guess I'm trying to say.
But I mean,
They just-
that's how it needed to end.
I don't think so. That's the thing. Like people kept saying, it's like, oh, I know how this story's gonna end. Not really. I mean,
No.
it's a big enough story, and like those characters wouldn't be ones that would be brought up. I think in the later movies. I mean, it's like, oh, they got the Death Star plans. Okay, great, we got them. Let's move on to the next thing. Who cares about the people who got them? Whatever. It didn't necessarily have to end that way, and I think the fact that they went for it, I think it was pretty good, especially since Star Wars is now supposed to be a family sort of thing. The fact that they were willing to just be like, yeah, you can just get rid of those characters. Yeah, we don't.
I don't know. I would argue that. I think it had to end that way because they're the people who got the Death Star plans, but they're also the people who like would have invaded or like infiltrated a whole like empire.
That started the movement.
Yeah, and also any people who made it back from that, they would have way more knowledge on how to deal with like the empire and all that, and they would immediately become higher-ranking people in the resistance or whatever. I don't know.
I know, but even in the original trilogy, you don't get that much of the resistance. You get like each movie has like one scene where there's like a meeting between all of them. Really, like even Empire doesn't really have one. Like you don't get that much into it, and that's why I think now that they've reset all the extended universe, they can just retract everything. They can do whatever they wanted, and I think that I don't know. I didn't think it necessarily had to be that way. It was I thought it was good that they decided to
Yeah.
wreck everybody. It was pretty cool.
Wasn't that-
Spoilers.
Did they not just
Yeah.
market that before? I swear to God that like somewhere was like, you know how this story ends,
As in,
Like-
you know that they get the Death Star plans because that's how the fourth movie starts.
and they get wrecked.
well, not
I
so
swear
much.
to
That's
God,
the thing.
like-
They never talk about how
Oh,
they
is
get
it
them.
not in order with the one from last?
No, it's not no.
No.
It's a prequel to the first Star
Well,
Wars.
I
movie.
don't know anything about
It
it.
happens in between the third
For
and
the
fourth
first one, the first new one, or the first
Episode
old one?
4. It's before episode 4.
Episode 4, which is the
Yeah.
first Star Wars movie ever made.
Yeah, that came
This
out.
is a
yeah.
prequel to that one.
Nope.
Okay, it's a
Have you
pretty,
seen it? Have you
pretty
seen
simple
how many
explanation.
of the Star Wars movies have you actually seen?
I saw
But I liked
20
it
Minutes with Your Mom,
a lot
one
better than
fifth
Force
grade,
Awakens.
and then the new
Really?
one.
A lot.
Well, the old new one.
And I love Daisy Ridley and John Boyega with all my heart.
See, that's the thing. I thought the characters did it better. I thought there was a better back and forth between the characters in that one, and then in this one, because it's just like the blind dude with the stick. It's just like, I guess that's my problem.
The Force is with me. I'm the Force.
If you start describing the characters just by like random little
So stereotypical.
character details, yeah, like the guy who was blind who hit people with a stick, the guy with the really big gun, as
My
opposed
dad loved him.
to like in The Force Awakens,
Yeah.
you know the characters' names now. Like, what's the one guy? Calzone, what's his name? The captain dude.
Okay. Yeah.
Calzone, that's his
Yeah.
name.
Cass.
Yeah. Sure. No. Let's go with that.
Isn't that a food?
Yes. Yes, it is. No, I agree.
I love
that-
how you're playing catch-up on like every conversation we're having.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
It's a sequel to which
I didn't
Star
watch
Wars?
it.
We're still talking about Lord
We
of the
can
Rings.
change the subject.
No,
to
you're not.
something
You're
that
talking
Lizzie
about Star
understands.
Wars.
No, we're talking about the third Hobbit movie that came out last year.
Okay, but regardless, like
Yes.
it's still
You said Darth
another thing
Vader.
that points to how it's going to end, though, because you don't really have time to connect with any of them. You're not really made to care about them, which I think is a problem because when they do
should.
I
meet
cared
their
about
their
them.
endings,
Robot Man.
it doesn't matter that much.
I cared about them so much.
Robot Man was very sad.
Robot man.
Alan Tudyk.
Would
Yes.
you want to be
K2SO.
a robot?
K2SO, yeah.
Sure.
I am one already, so doesn't matter.
Again, it's like the space thing. Give me like 40 years. Sure. I'll be a robot.
What would you not want
What's the
replaced?
sweet documentary on
Have
there?
you seen Ex Machina?
Anyway, I have not. I heard that's
You
really
need-
good.
Watch it.
We get to
It,
watch that in one of
like,
our classes.
Blew my mind.
But it's like the Deus Ex like thing. It's like, can I get better eyes that actually work and I don't have to deal with context? Sure, why not? I guess there's maintenance
I
with
would
that
want
too.
to keep
Yeah,
my
you can also
eye.
get laser eye
Get
surgery.
laser.
Yeah.
No. Laser eye surgery, no. The thing about that
I will
is you're
become a
awake.
robot, but I won't
Yeah, I'll get my
LASIK
eyes
eye
fried
surgery.
out and have
That's the
fake
thing.
ones put back in.
Because I assume if you're getting knocked out and getting robot eyes, that's the thing. You're not awake for it. Laser eye surgery, you're awake.
Guess
you see
what?
what happens.
It's
You
just a
smell
little
your
light
eye
going in your
burning.
eye.
No,
You're
not if you're my
insane.
dad.
You're insane.
My dad had
Yeah.
to have them take like an actual like
Yeah,
thing to it.
it's
'cause his
not a good
corneas are
process
weirdly
at all.
shaped.
You're awake for the whole. No way.
That's still so much less invasive than them going in and taking your eyeball out and putting in a
But the
fake
fact
one.
that you're out for it, and then have you had surgery before?
Have you become a robot before?
He hasn't,
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I'm saying about
What
the
if you
process
are
of it.
awake?
The-
he hasn't
being
gotten
knocked out.
his wisdom teeth out.
Yeah, exactly. You had your
I
wisdom.
got a
teeth.
root canal. That counts.
You need to get your wisdom teeth out
You
this
haven't.
summer
I am.
Oh
My
God.
mom
Rachel.
just scheduled my
before it
appointment.
gets
Oh
bad.
no, it's not that.
I only have 3 of them.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so just
Wisdom
get them
teeth?
out. Not a big
Yeah.
deal.
My
Have
mom
you
has
had them out?
0.
I was told I had 0.
I had
And then
4.
I had 4.
Yeah, I
my
had
God.
4. My sister had.
Those are the lucky
Four.
ones.
The lucky one.
They're the better evolved ones.
But like I handled it really well because I think I got them out pretty early.
I hope that
I,
happens.
for some
You
reason,
just kept
I just
holding
don't
your
believe
tongue.
that.
Yeah, but that's
You
because
were like,
it felt
"My
weird.
tongue,
I'm gonna hold my
feel."
tongue if it's numb. Like it's weird. You don't get to experience
Why
that
do you need
very
to do
often.
that? Why don't you be a normal person and just like chew on your tongue when it's done?
I don't want to chew on it. I just want to feel it.
Well,
I
I've
feel
had
like
like
you'd hurt yourself.
Yeah.
I've had like 16 teeth pulled, so like I feel like it won't be super.
I would always bite
I'm
my
always
lip
that
because
with
it
my
like
mouth,
bleeds
you know.
into like other parts. I was always I'd bite my lip by accident and be
Mm.
really horrible after it wore off.
Yeah.
I will say the root canal was actually terrifying.
You've actually had a
canals are
root canal? I
gross.
thought
Yeah,
you
I'm
were
serious.
joking.
No, I was serious. Because I went to
Those
get
were
braces, and
He's very
like
old.
a few years before that, I'd gotten in like the horrible car accident thing. And apparently, when I because I flew forward when I got the concussion too, I like hit a tooth or something on the dashboard, so it got damaged and I got like infected over the years. So before I could get braces, they sent me in to get a root canal, so that then I could get braces. But you're not asleep for the root canal either. So
Yeah.
they said I could wear headphones if I wanted to, which is the first time I was like, oh no, it's gonna be bad, right? So they do, okay, and then they put this contraption in my mouth that holds it open, and then they put a little cloth over my mouth, so it just kind of covers
They
up
don't
to
have to
here.
look at you.
So
Your horror.
Well, also so I can't see, but I can just see the instruments going in, and then hear what's happening. And I would just I watched the drill go in, and there was just specks flying everywhere, and smoke was coming out of my mouth.
I remember that one, yeah, from certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
if you just had your teeth
getting my-
drilled or something like that.
Yeah, like getting my teeth pulled. I remember the noise of the tooth coming out and
I had to get my gums
and that happened
lasered.
so many times.
I had to get my gums lasered off before I got braces because they were a little too long. So they
I
had to
just heard
laser
someone tell
them.
a story about
It
this too.
smells
It's a thing.
so bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
surprisingly,
It's
your
like
gums
burning
burning off
flesh.
is a good thing.
So gross.
Did that
This is a
hurt?
wonderful
No,
time.
Did they numb
it
you?
didn't hurt. They numb you.
Okay.
And it
Dentists
was
are the
hot,
worst,
but
though,
that's
right?
it.
Like I've gotten used to doctors, dentists, always
Dentist the
horrible.
worst.
Never
Doctor,
fun.
I don't
Even like
care.
cleanings, I just hate it. It's
See,
just a
my
bad
mom was
environment.
friends with their dentist, so I knew it was chill.
I mean, my dentist is nice, but I still hate going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
I
was
mean,
always,
they kinda
I was
have
always
to
more
be.
scared of the doctor than the dentist. I
There's
don't
no
know.
You just don't go to the
X-rays.
doctor anymore.
No, I don't need to. It doesn't matter. I'm already.
You're just screwed
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm just screwed up.
You need to go for a yearly checkup.
Thanks, Mom.
Sure.
No.
I'm
Good.
serious.
I get blood drawn.
My eyes don't work. That's whatever. Why are we? This is a bad. This is personal. This is what happens. Let's go back to
Get
talking
too
about.
personal.
So let's go back to talking about Star Wars.
So I had to go in and get blood drawn. Well, I had to get it drawn several times, but
How hard is it to draw?
I went in, and they took the wrong panels from me. They took 7 vials
Oh,
of
yeah.
blood, and
They're
then they
like,
took the
"Whoops."
wrong panels. They're like, yeah, we didn't do the right tests, so you're gonna have to come back in. And they took more
Wait till
blood
you
the second
generate your
time.
blood back. Did they just keep that and just be like, well, this
I don't know what
happened.
happened to. They made us pay for
They
it.
just
though.
stole your blood.
Yeah. There's probably clones of me. That's
There's
where you
pro-
came from. That makes sense
They're
now.
probably vampires.
They could grow you to test tube by the time I got to college. It's fine. That was 3 years before anyway.
Yeah.
Science
If you
is
go by
advanced that
Star
far.
Wars logic and how their clones work.
It's
Not
true.
3 years, because we were dating during that.
What?
When you got the panels. We were dating, because I remember that.
How does that stop them from making Noah?
Well, he said 3
Yeah.
years. It was like 1.
That prevents
not
me
true.
from
That's
existing.
1 or 2.
Which timeline are we?
Between 1 and 2.
I'm so confused.
This is the
This
third
is messing
timeline.
up the universe.
Well, how long?
Can we talk about how
Does
Lizzie?
it
Imagine if
take
Lizzie
to
had like a
make
time
Noah?
turner and could like change the past.
Can we talk about
What
how
would
she
happen?
actually might? Because sometimes she comes in and she's just like, I'm in a different universe now.
She just says that to you?
She does. Well,
No.
so she has like weird, like hard
Mandela
facts
effect.
about
Oh,
life,
let's not talk about the Mandela effect.
and then she's wrong about those like really hard facts in life that she thinks are correct, but they're not.
So it could be somewhere like
Berenstain
it's
So she
true in
Bears.
from where she
yeah,
comes
she
from.
thinks she just crossed into another universe, and that's her excuse for not knowing like really
It would
simple
make a lot of
but
sense
really
unless
true
she always
things.
just has the stare.
Where am I?
Okay, well, some things are different.
You're great, Lizzie. We want to know. We want you all to know. We want you to know that we all think you're very special.
Eh. I love you.
And that if you do have a way to travel through time, hand it over.
No, I do not have a way to travel through time.
What about the
That's
dimension
so
hopper thing?
unconvincing, and that's the thing. I don't know if it's just because you're a bad actor or because
Or is
you
she a great
actually
actor?
have one. Yes, see?
I could see it.
It's like Tommy Wiseau.
Nah, there's a lot of things I would have did differently if I had a way to travel through time.
Like dating me?
No.
She would have met me earlier.
That's
Yes.
true. She would have moved to the UP.
Yeah. There's a lot of things, you know. I would have punched some people. I would have went back in time and punched some jerks.
Just punch
I
them.
mean, you could do that
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
walk
you
up and
could
be
They're
like,
still
"Hey, you."
around.
Like, who would you punch?
People that were
Like
mean.
Stalin? Like
No,
him?
people that were
No one
personal.
important.
Just to
No.
you?
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
okay, so it's just a selfish thing.
So you were mean to me.
I want to see Lizzie
Oh.
punch
It's like
someone.
Rasputin or
not
something
good.
like that, or
And it's good.
Attila the Hun.
What's
Genghis
wrong with
Khan.
Attila the Hun?
Just these bad people.
seen
you
that
wouldn't
at the
do
museum?
anything, yeah.
Okay.
He's so adorable.
Well, I would tell them to chill out. I would have seen the Book of Mormon by now if I had a time turner.
I'm just singing
You
Book
got
of
any more?
Mormon. It's fine.
You got done? No? You done?
No, I'm done. That was the
Yeah.
lyrics.
Pol Pot.
What would you do if you had a time turner?
We'll go down the
I
line.
probably
We're
would.
almost out of time.
Probably
so.
just live in the Wild West.
Oh yeah, you would. I'd go to like the 70s probably. Maybe the 20s. Maybe both.
I'd go to the future. I want to see the
So
future.
just
I don't care.
Westworld. No, you can't go to the future. It's garbage.
Why?
Well, like I was going to say, if you had the chance, you probably would have made dinosaurs a thing still. I feel like that's all
At the
that's on
cost
your
of
mind.
everyone else.
Yeah, exactly. Well, she
We're
doesn't
Okay.
care. Like, she would
I
go punch
would've-
people that have wronged
I would
her.
have gotten a little dinosaur and taken it here, and it would be like a dog size.
You realize that they
one.
like
They would steal it.
they grow up too,
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
would have gotten like a little one that's a grown up.
like the Velociraptor.
I would have like
That's a good
studied
idea.
Those are
them.
really nice,
I
yeah.
would have like studied them for 5 years and figured out which
Oh my
ones were
God.
the smallest adults, and
Like
then
a
brought them
stompy?
back.
You know, even like the small ones are still like really huge. You know that?
Yeah,
Like the compies. Like
but some of them are like tiny.
No.
I just want like the
I'm
I'm trying to
petting
think
zoo
You're
of
from
tiny.
there's
Jurassic
very
World.
few.
But at the beginning, like when they were first like being dinosaurs, don't you think some of them were smaller?
Yeah, but like they grow and they're like even like that's the thing. There was never a point in which they were just like they were
Well,
kind of.
they
There's never
evolved from
there's never one that's like
something.
the size of a chihuahua. Yeah, but they can be babies. But like Zach said, they're gonna get
they grow,
huge.
they grow
Every-
up.
No,
Everything
I'm
back
saying
then
they
was
evolved
giant.
from something that might have been like a smaller version of a dinosaur.
Aren't chickens like the closest living thing to a dinosaur?
Well,
like
there's like
DNA
most
wise,
birds.
I think.
How depressing is that? They went from like the T-Rex to a chicken.
I mean, like a crocodile, they're dinosaurs.
Turtles.
They count.
Tortoises.
I don't know.
turtles?
I don't know about
there were,
turtles.
there were like some kind of turtle or tortoise back then. I
Yeah, but
remember,
they
I
were
can
like
picture like this
They were
book
like
that my
really
brother
huge,
used to have.
badass turtles, just like
Yeah.
sharks.
Same with the.
There used to be
Alligators.
giant
Those are
sharks
awesome.
that
That's
were-
just awesome.
But
though.
they
like,
don't count. Like crocodiles were always kind of like the same.
They had bigger
Like-
ones back then. I think.
Yeah, but like it was like they got
Everything
kind of
was
smaller.
big.
Kind of like the
Slightly
trees back
smaller.
then. You were
Yeah.
huge. Now they're just smaller. God. So.
This is all
Everything's gotten
discussion.
worse.
Dinosaurs are cool too. We should just talk about science. Why isn't science the focus of this one?
Okay,
life,
if
the
we have a
world, and the
science
universe.
topic,
We've
we're
talked
bringing
about all of
Kristen.
them now.
Kristen has to come on if we talk about science.
Jeff Goldblum.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bill Nye is a show on Netflix now. It's coming back, which is actually kind of awesome.
Isn't it called like Bill Nye Saves the Universe?
World.
Save the
Oh.
world.
I just love his
Yeah.
post. I'm back. It's great.
And
Do you ever see Neil deGrasse Tyson's Cosmos? one?
Yes.
Yes.
She loves that.
It's
and
awesome.
She
It's
loves
really
that.
good.
Yeah.
I've watched the first episode.
We watched
Well
one
done.
of them. I don't know what one.
I would get up and watch when I couldn't sleep. I would get up and watch Neil deGrasse
Yeah,
Tyson's.
that's the thing. It
Cosmos.
makes you really tired.
Yeah.
That's what I realized from watching the first episode. That's my
Yeah.
criticism.
I don't know what one we watched.
I watched. There was one about aliens. That's the one that I watched.
I think
I probably had you watch it too. It was really
yeah.
cool.
We watched the
Like
ghost
aliens,
one,
aliens?
Mhm.
like the space
Like little green
ghosts
men.
or
Like
whatever.
you? Yeah.
No, I meant like that alien.
like
That was my nick.
like Ridley Scott,
That is my nick.
Xenomorph,
Yeah.
Hiss. Good, solid.
It was not that.
No, it
Okay.
wasn't. Though apparently they had like an asteroid that crashed Earth that had cells on it from something,
I remember that.
which is
Aliens
insane.
are real.
Yeah.
We'll end the podcast on that.
And ghosts are not.
Well, like, if the universe is so big, how can there not be?
How can ghosts
Anything.
not be real?
There has
right?
to be other life.
But not ghosts.
No, yeah, aliens
Not
are probably
ghosts.
in some way. No, ghosts.
Aliens, not ghosts.
Aliens and ghosts.
No.
End of story.
Are you a believer in ghosts?
No.
Spooky.
There's just some people.
I've
That's one of those things.
literally seen one.
Yeah, you
In my
know.
own
Where?
house.
I've just had
My
people
own
tell me
house.
that they've been
Tricks yourself.
possessed before, but it's just like there's so much your mind can do to mess with you in some ways that there's no way I can get. That's the thing. It has to happen to me for me to believe it.
Even
I
if
know,
it
we
happened
talked
to
about
me,
this.
I
You were
would
like, I
believe
wanna
it.
I
believe
want to be
so bad.
proved wrong. Like that, you were talking about like some haunted lighthouse or something
Yeah,
like
and
that. I
they
would
appear-
Okay.
absolutely
Is that what you
do
You're
saw?
gonna be paranoid
No, I saw it
AF.
in my
You're gonna
house.
think things. That's why, like, I would never trust myself to think a ghost is real because I'm so paranoid.
True.
Like
I am
anything would
extremely
convince
paranoid.
me.
And I was home alone, so I was like top notch, like paranoid, like ready to die at any moment.
Like I've had someone genuinely tell me it's like I was possessed one time, and I cannot convince her otherwise, and it just doesn't make sense.
the whole like
There's no
possession
way.
thing I don't really believe in, but I believe in like
People doing
spirits.
drugs and
And I think there can be
Yeah.
like good and bad ones. I don't think they can like harm you, but
Where did they come from, though?
where do they go?
Yeah.
You come from? Cotton Eye Joe.
Joe.
All right, that's it. We're ending it there.
Can we end
all
it on
right.
Cotton Eye Joe?
Thank you all for watching On a Roll. Come back in 2 weeks. We'll have another one for you, film and TV, and we'll see you then. Bye.